Okay, Fife Property update. Let's get this done before Scotland comes on. Come on, Scotland. Okay, so Fife Property Market update. This is a look right across the whole of Fife. You can see the numbers right here. I'll just show you them. Here we are, right across Fife in the regions. This is all the estate agents combined together according to Rightmove. So this gives you a great idea about how many properties are selling where, and what the demand is in each area. Overall in micro regions. So we drill it down into Cooper, East Neuk. So Cooper, for anybody that doesn't know, is KY14, KY15. East Neuk's KY9, KY10 postcode. St Andrews KY16, Levenmouth KY8, Dunfermline KY11 and 12. Glenorthis KY6 and 7, Kirkcaldy KY1, 2 and 3. And KY5 we actually include in Kirkcaldy as well, which is Carton 10 area. Okay, so this is what's happening in the Fife Property market. You can see there, hey, supply and demand's going pretty well. There is, though, excluded in that number, there is about 24 new build, 4 in St Andrews, 15 in Dunfermline, 2 in Glenorthis and 3 in Kirkcaldy, predominantly because they put the new builds in these figures, circling and instructed on Rightmove, but they don't actually, the new build builders don't actually say when they're sold, so therefore we're skewing the numbers if I actually included them there, but we didn't actually see what was actually sold, so it doesn't make it comparable, I would say. So there's a lot of new build coming into the market, particularly in Dunfermline area. But you can see there, if you add them onto Dunfermline, 1548, you're talking about probably, what is it, 63, I think it is. It comes to 63 versus 53. So Dunfermline's still doing pretty well, despite the fact that the new build market is there. Cooper's doing well the last week, so is the East Neuk area, so is St Andrews. Well, St Andrews is doing well comparable to what it is before. Levenmouth turned a corner again. Last week it was a lot more supply than demand. Now there's more demand than supply. So it's evened itself out. Glenorthis, Eden Stevens and Kirkcaldy 31 versus 26. Overall, quite a good market, I would say. Right now, it's going quite well. And according to last week anyway, put it that way. So let's look at some of the articles for anybody that doesn't know, just in the roundup. If you're looking, and if you're a private landlord or you're an investor, Rich and I did a great article yesterday about housemate headaches. Anybody that does HMO or considering HMO, house and multiple occupation, which is student lets predominantly. And if everyone is considering that, then it's probably one to watch. If they're considering taking 2 people sharing a property, so unrelated, sharing a property, because you can only get 2, 3 or above, it goes to HMO if they're unrelated, and you have to get a license for that. So we talk about that in there, about how important it is and what you should do to avoid things like conflicts that happen between people sharing. Often, a lot of people are great friends before they move in together. When they move in together, it doesn't go according to plan because they have different lifestyles and the way they live. The Odd Couple, if anybody remembers that, Walter Matthau, and and Jack Lemmon. So that's kind of how it is sometimes, the kind of how it goes. It's like, so this is all about how to calm conflicts between sharers of your rented property. Plus, we gave a good insight into deal social behaviour and how to deal with that as well at the same time. Okay, let's jump on and talk about what was actually sold last week, Ross. So 3 properties actually sold. Gives you a real good idea about what they're going for in each area, and how much supply and demand there is for these types of properties if you've got them. The first one here is actually Adamson Terrace in Leiden. This actually sold in 2 weeks. It was on upwards over 100,000. It was a 2-bedroom semi-detached house. It needed a bit done to it, so it is the perfect property for someone, and it's away. Offers over 100,000 for Adamson Terrace, 2-bedroom semi-detached in Leiden. The next one is Routine Row, which is in Kilrenny. So let me just show you this one next. Here we go. Sold in 1 week, a 1-bedroom terrace cottage. There's a surprise. It's a cottage. It's on 1 level, more than likely. It's a 1-bedroom, and it's offers over 180,000, and it was away in no time at all. So if you've got a property like that in the Kilrenny area or Cellardyke area or the East Neuk area, and you're thinking about selling 1-bedroom, 180, 200,000 these types of properties could go for at this point in time. So they're very, very popular. So give us a shout if you're looking to sell. Final one here is Hawthorne Street in Methil. Took a wee bit more. Took 6 weeks to sell, 3-bedroom end terraced house, and it's offers over 135,000, and it is now away. 3-bedroom end terraced, 135,000 and above. They are going for in the Methil area right now. So what is actually going to be coming to market soon? Carlisle Crescent in Buckhaven. This is a commercial property we've got actually coming on, so watch out for that one if you're looking for a commercial property in the Buckhaven area. The Temple Lower Largo, 3-bedroom, terraced house, overlooking the sea, on the Fife Coastal Path. It is absolutely gorgeous. Wait till you see this property when this is launched, but this is ready to go in the next couple of weeks. We're just putting the drone footage together. Photographer's going out tomorrow, and then we're doing all the descriptions and all the rest of it. So we'll be doing a pre-launch probably the following next week when that launches, because it takes a bit of specialist information. I mean, this is all about when you do drone footage, when it's tailor-made to that property, you've got to make sure that the tide's in at the same time, because you want it to look beautiful. You want people to see the sea at the same time, and give that lifestyle choice that they can see further afield, because they don't know what the beach is like. So it's our job to tell them how to do that. Then we have to make sure we've got particular footage which fits in with the property, the fly over, the fly out, and the fly in, and the fly past, and the point interest as well, to incorporate into our usual footage, which shows things like the harbour area. It also shows the golf course, the Links golf course as well, London Links golf course, and then it shows other areas for Largo and London Links as well. So this is why it sometimes takes a wee bit particular extra time. But the most important thing, because it takes that time, you're better to have it right than actually rush to do it and not do the job it should do, because you could end up losing tens of thousands of pounds. You could end up losing a buyer who would pay significantly more for this type of property, definitely. So this is why it's important. I think the phrase comes of good things come to those that wait. Yeah. Get it right first time. That's the important thing, rather than actually rushing in and trying to fix it as you go, especially when it comes to a property listing, because you only get one chance to make a good first impression. Well, you do get two, and we could tell you about that if you contact us. Main Street in Collinsborough, 1-bedroom ground floor flat will be coming on as well. This is a great one. I like it. It's going to be a perfect wee boat hole for somebody. It could be a starter home for somebody as well. It does have a garden as well. It does have off-street parking, and it's a 1-bedroom ground floor flat in Main Street in Collinsborough. Watch out for that one as well. Okay, quickly jumping back, if you want to understand the property market and the trends in UK, Scotland, and also in Fife in particular, this is a show we did, Richard and I, during the midweek show. We always do a midweek show, we do a weekend show, and we also do a Sunday night update incorporating the Fife property market. So if you want an insight into the key insights of how to give you a local insight into local house prices and the official data, and why the market is how it is just now, and where the market is expected to be in terms of the housing market, then just click on the link above or below. You can watch the show, you can listen to the podcast, or you can just read the article and find out more about it. The articles generally take 3 to 4 minutes. We do a lot of insight into this, Richard and I, and talk in detail about our own personal experiences, our own skill and expertise onto these articles, hence the reason they become podcasts and actually live broadcast shows as well. Completed over the line. Let me talk about this. I talk about what was sold in the week, and I can't tell you the official prices they went for because they've not actually physically, so this is sold subject to concluded misses, but they've not actually physically concluded, keys handed over, and money exchange, contracts exchanged as well. But when they do, we actually talk about this as well, which is completed. Now, this is keys handed over. This is what it actually went for in comparison to what it was on at, which is generally the home report value. So this is why we benchmark it and show people right now, because a lot of people out there think their house is going to go for astronomical amounts of money, and that might not particularly be the case. That might not be what the market's like just now in your area, as opposed to some properties will take a bit longer to sell. Some properties might go faster than others, but this gives you a good insight into where the market is right now, where you are. We're not got the boom times anymore like you had before, but some special houses, like for example, probably the Temple, it will go well. It might take a bit longer, but it'll still go well. When I say it go well, it's getting a better price than what the home report is. This is where the added value lies, in the skill and expertise about negotiating that price at the end to more or less pay all your fees and everybody else's fees that's involved in this, the house sale process, and probably get cash back in the exercise. So you're literally getting this for nothing and the buyer's paying for it. Okay. So Rosemount Grove in Leaven, this is a 3-bedroom semi-detached house. It was sold in 3 months. It was just over the home report value, representing another £2,000, but it went for £192,000, a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in Rosemount Grove in Leaven. Ash Grove in Methil, 2-bedroom terraced house sold in 3 months for 3% over the home reported value, representing another £3,000, and it went for £108,000. There's a 2-bedroom terraced house in Ashgrove and Methil. They are going Methil Hill. They're going for £108,000 right now. Fordell Gardens in Glenrothes, 2-bedroom terraced house. It sold in 3 weeks and it went for 6% over the home report value. So Glenrothes still faring quite well over the home report value. They're good value for money in the Glenrothes area, and it represented another £6,000, as I said, 6% over the home report value, and it went for £96,000. And that gives you a good insight into the areas that we're actually selling. Now, if you want to know the other ones in the previous weeks, just go back on our YouTube channel and you'll see all the live weekly updates. They'll be in their weekly news update, and you'll be able to track what actually happens over the last 2 or 3 weeks in the Fife property market overall. Gives you a great insight, especially if you're a buyer, because you'll know, because there's often, I've had it recently where somebody phoned me and says, oh, the next door house has gone on with another agent, what should I bid for it? And I gave them the right advice, and they ended up getting it for the price they should have bought it for, not the price they were willing to pay, because they were going to pay a lot more than what I had actually suggested. And so that would have been a huge amount more for that one. But the one they were, so I'm representing the buyer in that instance. It was with another estate agent. So I could tell you straight away the other estate agent lost out on a lot of money because probably they weren't skilled negotiators and didn't identify that that opportunity to actually get that better price for their customer. So it just shows you that people come to us to get buying advice as well, especially some of our loyal customers who have actually used this in the past. And when they go on to buy, buy-to-let properties in particular as well, we can give them the right advice on that journey. This is why we have the tagline, helping you manage life as it happens, because it's not necessarily just about your house sale and selling a house. It's everything that goes with it, and then probably everything later on, because you use us all the time, or your family members use us all the time, and you're loyal to us as well. So naturally, we'll be loyal to you, and we'll tell you the right advice when you're a buyer, what you should be offering for other properties from other estate agents to get that property, to secure that property. And that's why people stay with us and trust us and put their faith in us as well. Okay, a wealth creation show. This brings me on nicely to the wealth creation show overall. Let me talk about the wealth creation show. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about 8 ways of overcoming failure. See, we're not just estate agents. This is all based on my information, my advice and expertise I've followed through my path. I managed to retire at 30-year-old, which is coming up for 20 years ago now, financially free from my industry as a financial controller, financial director, and now I do this. Now I enjoy doing this. I own the company and I enjoy doing it, and most of what I earn just goes back into the community. Love doing that. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this on Wealth Creation Show tomorrow. So we're going to be 9:30 tomorrow. So watch out for that. It's not the usual 12:30. It's 9:30 because I'm off to Glastonbury in a camper van at 11 tomorrow. So 9:30 tomorrow is our Wealth Creation Show. Tune into that. This is all about 8 ways to overcome failure. Life is basically a roller coaster. We're experiencing moments of success and extreme happiness, as well as occasions of failure and sadness. It comes along with it. We often fear failure and the experience that comes from it, but do not have the proper tools to really cope with moving forward. So we should change our perspective on failure and just change that wee bit in your mind. The glass is half full, remember. It's not half empty. And if you see it half empty, you can pivot that and actually see it half full from then on. It's been an optimist. It's been a Wall Street bull. It's been bullish rather than a bear, which is pessimistic about the markets. So if you're looking to change your perspective and turn your failure into the keys for your success, yeah, you don't need to head back to school. Tune in to the Wealth Creation Show tomorrow. Richard and I will be there at 9:30 live, and we'll look forward to seeing you then. Let's get back to the football. Bye-bye for now.